The most historical football rivalry in English football is upon us. Manchester United versus Liverpool is going to be another mouth-watering game for this game week. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Glory Reds podcast. It's your boy Don Benito, and today we're going to be talking about the match preview against Manchester United and Liverpool. And there's latest reports about Jadon Sancho deal to Juventus and Chelsea. Let's get straight into it. So I'm going to start off first with the Jadon Sancho situation because I think within the hour, there's been a report that has come out that Juventus have pulled out of the pursuit of Jadon Sancho, which means that it leaves a clear path for Chelsea to come in and swoop in because they're still looking for another winger. And there were only two teams that were in the race for Jadon Sancho, actually. Juventus and Chelsea. Those were the two possible destinations for him in this last day of the transfer window. So I don't know what you guys have to. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't know what to feel about this situation because I actually thought that the move to Juventus was actually a good one, but Juventus wanted a loan with the buy option, and Manchester United just want to part ways with Jadon Sancho. It's just one of those things where, and I said it. I read an article. I read an article last night that spoke about what I was actually thinking about, and I don't know if you guys remember, but I think I mentioned it in one of the videos where I talked about, listen, I know that Jadon Sancho is back and all these things, but something just feels off. Something tells me that, listen, this guy is still going to go. Or I don't really think there was an apology and stuff like that. I was just paying attention to how he was reacting to us, the fans. We still never got an apology from Jadon Sancho for how he behaved. Now I get it. He's entitled to his own opinion or his own feelings. But I feel like as Man United fans, we feel betrayed by Jadon Sancho. We feel like we were so excited to get him. We took time, like when we were in for Jadon Sancho, it was a roller coaster. I think we went for 2 windows or something like that trying to get Jadon Sancho in. And then when we finally got him, we were like, yes, this is the player. He's going to unlock so and so. He's going to be retaining the ball for us in the final third. Creativity. We thought the world of Jadon Sancho. And honestly, his footballing abilities, I don't think there's anybody that questions that. I don't think anybody questions Jadon Sancho's talent. On his day, he's an unplayable player. He's somebody that is just untouchable. Unfortunately, just doesn't seem to fit the Manchester United mold. And with these reports saying that Juventus have pulled out now, Juventus, their main reason for pulling out of this deal was because of the financials. The financials were not financing, if you know what I mean. Jadon Sancho earns a lot of money at Manchester United, and it is very, very difficult for teams that don't have players in their roster that earn a lot of money to get them on loan. So that's where the stumbling block was for Juventus. And they just said, you know what? We're just going to let it be. And I think they're going to go for somebody else, but I don't know. I don't know why Manchester United didn't push for this initially. I don't know why the stories of Chelsea were being thrown around or were being discussed. I don't understand why. But this is the situation that we're in. And right now, right here, right now, I have this very icky, strange feeling. I mentioned it. I wouldn't be surprised if Raheem Sterling ends up in Manchester United. We don't need him. We really don't need him. I mean, not to take away what he's good at. Like Raheem Sterling, he's still a good player. There's still some might, like he's still got some juice in him. But with the mode of what Manchester United is trying to build, I don't see how he fits in. He earns a lot of money at Chelsea, so I don't know how that is going to. I don't know how these guys are going to balance the books. And I don't know if him coming in stops us from potentially getting other signings in because his wage is just too much. So it means that these guys are going to have to make room for his finances. So I don't know, and I really encourage Manchester United again not to go ahead with this deal Because if you think about it, we might as well just sell Rashford or Anthony, because those are the backup. Those are the majority of fans feel like those are our backups, like they're part of the thing, unless otherwise, unless we're trying to get somebody like remember we wanted Xavi Simon, but he remained or stayed at Leipzig. So it seems like we need a winger, which is strange because we actually need a left back. So I don't know. This is the part that's confusing me, and this is the part that I'm just like, listen, Ineos, what's going on? Like, what's the plan here? What are you doing? Why are we, why are we breaking the rules and trying to do things that don't make sense? So this Sterling situation, I wouldn't put it past Ineos or Manchester United to do it. These stupid stories of like, hey, he's a childhood Manchester United fan. Like, how come we didn't know this? How the hell did you end up at Liverpool and then go to Man City and then go to Chelsea and then now come to Manchester United and you say that you're a childhood Manchester United fan? Same as Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell talking about, my dad, we used to go there and trains, what. I'm like, that's only being said now because you guys have got no place to go. I'm sick and tired of Manchester United being a safe haven for ex-players, retiring or washed out ex-players. Like, that's not what Manchester United is. You want to come there and engrave yourself in the history of Manchester. You want to feel what everybody else is feeling when they play for Manchester United. Nah. So this deal, I'm worried. And especially with the deadline day upon us, I just don't know what Manchester United is going to do, because we still need a striker. We still need we still need a left back. And the way it looks, we kind of need a winger. I don't know. Do we need a winger? I don't know. I don't know why we are looking at wingers when we have them. It makes no sense. We have Ahmad, Garnacho, Rashford, Anthony. Why do we need more wingers? Those are 4. One substitutes the other. Why do we need more wingers? Why are we trying to get Sterling in? And of course we've got Sancho, but Sancho is on his way out. So man, like, this situation is frustrating me. I really don't like, especially when at a, when Manchester United was in trouble and we needed players and this. I'm not saying that Raheem Sterling was amongst the names that were put there to come to Manchester United. No. But I remember I remember a time when Manchester United was struggling and we needed players. And nobody was thinking about coming to Manchester United. Nobody was thinking about coming to help the team that they see is struggling or trying to bring it back to the glory days. And I'm talking about players from outside. I never heard anybody talking about, hey, Manchester United is my favorite team, blah, blah, blah. None of that. Now, all of a sudden, you're out of favor in your club. People don't think that you're like, now it's like you have to get, nah. I'm not happy with that. But enough of the transfer window. It is very certain that Jadon Sancho is leaving. I just don't know where his destination is. I really, really don't know. Oh, and before I forget, in the transfer window, remember I talked about we need a striker. I don't know why Manchester United is dilly-dallying with Ivan Toney. I get the 50 million price tag is a bit of an issue. I do, because he's 28? And 50 million for a 28. I mean, I think it's a good deal if you think about it, but it's a bit too expensive. If it can go down a little bit, maybe to 40, 45, I think maybe it'll be palatable for Manchester United and they will go for it. But right now, it seems like Ivan Toney is going to, between Ivan Toney and Victor Osimhen, because those guys are wanted by Al Hilal, the Neymar team and the Mitrovic and whatnot. That's the team that wants these guys. So I don't know if they want to complete that whole striker thing situation with getting one of those guys, but let me tell you something, they're gonna get a good deal if they do. Now, Ivan Toney, I don't know if he really, really wants to go to Saudi. I don't know if he has fallen out of favor at Brentford. It makes no sense. But it will be a shame for Ivan Toney to go to the Saudi League because he's still got some juice in him. And I personally think that he could come in there and add that competition that we need for Rasmus Højlund and Xerxes. And again, with Manchester United, we've always had so many strikers. Why do we have 1 or 2 strikers? One is injured, one is and then when that one is injured, then we have to now start. So let's bring in Ivan Toney. You know, Ivan Toney is the right profile. He's Premier League proven. This boy scores 15 plus goals every season for Brentford. 15 plus. Like, we don't get that every season. We get that once in a boop, you know. So I think Manchester United need to go for Ivan Toney. If not, look for another striker. But we need a striker. We do. Rasmus Højlund and Xerxes are not enough. And I just have this weird feeling with those two strikers. I know they're good. I know that they have the potential, but something just feels off. I can't explain it. But I can tell you this. The only way I can explain it is that we need to get another striker. That's it. Proven striker. A proven striker. Once we get that, I think I'll calm down in that situation, because right now I'm on edge. Just like how I'm on edge with the left back situation. Now, Manchester United versus Liverpool. This one is going to be another banger, because, you know, during preseason, you know, Liverpool got the upper hand with us. They beat us. What was the score? Was it 3-1 or 3-2? 3-1 or 3-0? No, 3-1. I forgot. Anyway, we got beaten by Liverpool. And at the time, I was annoyed because the goals that we conceded were very, very childish, very poor. We always got the sense that if somebody better was in that position, or somebody else, because we had a mixed team, you know, with the youngsters, the academy players mixed with some of the players that were not fully fit and stuff. So it was a mixed wishy-washy kind of like game. And in that game, we actually played well. You know, the patterns of football were very neat and nice to watch. Unfortunately for us, we lost. You know, I think one of the things that I picked up was, if I'm not mistaken, Amas was dealing with Mohamed Salah, and that was like a mismatch. You know, and then Jota, sorry, I think it was Diaz or what, had Wan-Bissaka had him on lock or something. You know, we had Liverpool. And you know what's crazy is that a lot of people are scared of this Liverpool side, but for some reason I'm not. Well, I guess maybe it's because I don't know who Ancelotti is. Not that I don't know him, but I don't know what. I'm still yet to see what he's going to bring to the Premier League, right? I mean, yes, Liverpool have won the past 2 games, but they've not set the world on fire. You understand? They're not the typical Liverpool side that you remember, that heavy metal, gang press, blitzkrieg, you know, the works, Klopp, fist bump football. It has a little bit of, it has, you know, the only thing I can say is that Jurgen Klopp left a very good setup there at Liverpool. And all Ancelotti needed to do was just come in, implement his signature, and just continue. So there is a continual, like there's this continuous thing that's going on at Liverpool. But right here, right now, this game against Manchester United, first of all, Erik Ten Hag, all eyes are on you, big guy, my gaffer. You can't be starting Harry Maguire. You know, big ups for playing Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire got his first England call-up, you know, from the new manager. So in that sense, you could easily say that Harry Maguire has won in that sense, because he's been playing, he played decently. I don't want to say he played well or amazing, but he played very decent. But Erik Ten Hag needs to change that. We need to stop this thing of playing players, and then when we lose, it gives us an excuse to come at you. You put the De Ligt in his position. You put Ahmad or Garnacho. You put the players in the right position, those that have to start. If those players fail to perform or fail to deliver, then there's an argument. Your blow or your blowback from the fans and everything has been softened because you picked the right team. It was the players that let you down. But then you go and then you pick the wrong squad, and then when they don't do well, you expect us to keep quiet. No. It doesn't work like that. And then you make wishy, crazy substitutions because you're trying to compensate or mend for what you did wrong. Nah, start first with the strong team. Start with the good team. So for me, like the team that I actually predict is like the one that you see over there. Onana, Mazraoui on the right, Delo on the left, the Centre back pairing, I want to see Martinez and De Ligt. You know what I mean? In the midfield, obviously we know Ugarte. We don't know if he's like ready, fit. Um, and we know how Erik Ten Hag is. He has this knack of he'll buy a player and then somehow slowly bring him into the fold. I don't get it. If the guy's fit, play him. But Ugarte doesn't seem to have been training very, very well. I mean, maybe he was training, yes, keeping fit, but I don't think match-wise he's fit. So he'll probably be on the bench if they're able to sort that thing out. So in that midfield, I want to see Kobe Manu and Casemiro with Bruno at the tip of that spear, in that midfield spear, at that number 10 position. That's where I want to see Bruno. And then right, Ahmad, left, Garnacho, up top, Xerxes. Now, that position, like that number 9 position, because Rasmus Højlund at the moment is not fit, I feel I actually don't mind who he picks in that situation. I would actually prefer him to bring Xerxes because out of all the players who are strikers there, he probably he's the only one that has got striker mentality. I was gonna say you can put Rashford there because somehow Erik Ten Hag is going to fit Rashford into this squad, even though he's not performing. Even though I mean, the only reason why Rashford I can say will play is because of the history. Rashford has got a very good record against the top big 6 teams and with Liverpool in particular as well. He scored some goals against them. So maybe they're going to try and bring that. But then that doesn't mean shit if you're not playing well. If Rashford is already started off on a very sour note in the season, I don't know if it's like and I'm sick and tired of being like, nah, this is just the first game. Nah, this is just the early. Nah, he will get there. He will get there. Nah, that thing for me is gone. If you're not doing it, I just will not I'm not responding because a lot Manchester United players have been given chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. We keep on recycling the same bullshit every season. And Rashford, I think he needs to be dropped. He needs to be dropped so he can understand the gravity of his situation. If we keep picking him, he keeps having that thing of like, listen, I still have time to improve. I still have time to get my shit together. You don't have time. You don't have time, honestly. Because you're already a big boy. You're not a baby anymore. You know what I mean? So Erik Ten Hag has got a huge decision to make. And honestly, that team selection is going to be very, very, very important to play against Liverpool. Because if we just are complacent in one area of that pitch, we will be punished. We will be punished. We will sit here complaining and whining about Erik Ten Hag. Erik Ten Hag's head will be on the chopping block. Like, listen, let's go into this thing with a positive. Like, let's go into the international break with a positive, in a positive note. You know, I honestly do not see us losing against Liverpool. That's the strange thing. Like, I will sit here and tell you that, like, I'm not afraid of Liverpool. It's gonna be a very enjoyable watch. Like, I'm very excited about this game because, again, for the first time, and I guess we started sort of getting our power back from Liverpool maybe last season with those games that we played, that because we played Liverpool a couple of times and we had some back-to-backs, so some back and forth. So they've lost that threat and that Liverpool, unless they go there and then they bend us over and smack 7 or 8 or 10, then I will sit here and I'll be like, listen, I didn't see that one coming. That's not going to happen. However, I just don't feel like Liverpool is that strong. That's why I'm saying I'm confident in this game. I actually don't think we're going to lose in any sense. So I think we're going to win or it's going to be a draw. If we lose, I will be bummed. I will take it in the chin, but honestly, I don't see us losing. Provided also that the gaffer puts in those exciting kids. Because those kids are not thinking. Ghana and Ahmad, they're not thinking. They just want to bang in goals. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does it, I really don't know what he's going to do. But that is my lineup. Like that's the lineup that should be there right now. That's the lineup that should start our games. Obviously, we need a left back. That's why Delo is playing in that left back position. But Delo's not a left back. And yes, when he plays well in that left back position, people give him praise. But when he doesn't, everybody shits on him and they forget that he's not a left back. So we need a left back. Let Delo and Mazraoui duke it out, right? Because hey, but we need a left back. We need one. We need a left back like yesterday, you know? Like 2 weeks ago we needed a left back. Now it's deadline day. Got absolutely no clue what's going to happen. This Raheem Sterling situation is looming. Like I don't know. I don't know. But listen, we are Manchester United. Whoever we bring into this club, we support. We are Manchester United. We don't like unless the player now becomes a problem. That is when we start to ask questions. But normally, Manchester United fans, when we have somebody a signing coming in, we back them. And in as much as I don't want Raheem Sterling to come to Manchester United, if he comes and he dons that jersey, I'm gonna support him. I'm gonna be pushing him. I'm gonna criticize him like he should have. And hey, we criticize our players. So if that is what you're used to already for, welcome to Manchester United, Raheem Sterling. But we don't really need you, honestly. We don't. My score prediction for this game. I wonder what Pastor D is thinking. I don't know what I don't know where his head is at when it comes to Liverpool. Well, he did mention in our conversations, he mentioned how like he talked specifically about the preseason game at one time, and he was like he watched that game and he understood like that game we lost it, yeah, but it is what it is. But we played. I don't remember if he said we played well or he just was like bummed by how we lost because he's like, nah, that game we shouldn't have lost it, or Liverpool can come here and start saying like, yeah, we beat Man United, somewhere along those lines. Maybe I'm wrong, I forgot, but I wonder where his mind is at right now. I'm actually going to ask him and be like, well, we'll have our conversations and we'll let him know. But I think Pastor D is on the same boat as me, that we are a little bit more confident than we were last season and seasons before. I just don't know if he is inclined to think that we can beat Liverpool, because I think so. I think so. I think so. I think so. I actually think we can beat Liverpool. Now, I'm going into this season with the mentality of like, listen, if we're not going to win this game, we might as well draw. I am fine with taking a point. I've always been fine taking a point. I just don't know why people have a problem with it. Why our players don't see it sometimes. You're losing the game. You equalize, bro. If you can win that game, win it. But don't fucking concede. Don't lose the game. What's the point of playing this game not getting points? So yeah, I think it's going to be a draw or win to Manchester United. If we win, I'm seeing a 2-1 or 1-0. I know it's strange, but I do. And if we draw, it could be a 2-2. I don't see it being a 1-1, which is very strange. It's usually a 2-2 with Manchester United and Liverpool if we are to draw. So yeah, I'm pretty confident about this game, even though we lost against Brighton. That Brighton game, I don't know why people have got their panties in a bunch, but it wasn't that bad. Honestly, yes, the gaffer made mistakes. I'm not denying that. The team selection was off. I'm not denying that. Everything that happened in that game, I'm not denying that. But if you watch football, if you're a real fan of football, and you understand the game, you will see that there's a huge, major improvement in Manchester United. And with our team, like one thing I know Manchester United to be, like we build on momentum. We build. It's not like, yeah, there are moments where we get stagnant but then we usually build. Like it's usually like a slow start, and then once we pick up, it's like we are gone. And with everything that has happened in Manchester United this season, I think once we pick up and take off, whew, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, but I'm confident. I'm not. I'm not worried about Liverpool. Liverpool can bring it. I think we're playing at Old Trafford. You know, the fans are gonna be everything for us. The players themselves, they need to step up. Like, I'm not taking shit from players. Like, if you don't run against Liverpool, your head is on the chopping block. If you don't track back, your head is on the chopping block. If you don't mark, your head is on the chopping block. And I'm going to skin these players alive because we are sick of it. We are sick of thinking that, nah, these guys have got it. They can do it. And then they don't do it. Fucking go there and take a piss. We are not doing that no more. These guys need to go out there and pull a star. And I go back to what D said. Pastor D said something that was so spot on, and he was like, and he was going through his rant, and he was like upset at why we are starting off slow again. And the funny thing is, it was in the back of my mind. Like, I was thinking to myself, but why? But we have been caged so much. Like, United, this club has done a serious number on us that we tend to not really, how can I say, we would like, we'll be like, nah, these guys will get better, basically. Hope for the best, be optimistic or something. That's what we usually do. But D said, listen, bro, look at every other team. Look at Chelsea. And he even mentioned Chelsea. And me, I have a bone to pick with Chelsea. I don't like Chelsea. I used to be cool with them, but some of the fans are annoying. But, and with everything that they've been doing, the way they've been moving, Chelsea, But anyway, that doesn't take away from the quality players that they've got. I'm not going to hate on the Cole Palmers and all these players that do their best. Nah. But D's point was like, look, bruh, everybody else is just flying. Man City 4, Tottenham 4, this guy's 5, 6, this. He was like, why not Manchester United? And the way he said it, at the time how he said it, it just went, alarm bells just started going off in my head. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, not that I didn't think about it, but yeah, D, why? Why? Is this the gaffer's fault? Is it the players? For me, it's the players. Like, I get the gaffer picks the fucked up team, but there are players in there capable of doing damage. Let's not sit here and say, the gaffer's all to blame for everything that comes under the sun. No. These players have been picked. Those that have been picked let the fucking manager down. And me, I've always said this. Like, Rashford, if there's one player that has really, really let someone down at Manchester United, it's Rashford. And the manager keeps on backing him. You see it. It's evident. He likes Rashford. The best way for Rashford to repay him with the confidence is score goals and provide assists. He's not doing it. So, and then when okay, so now it's a double-edged sword. It is. Rashford is not playing, but you pick him, he doesn't provide for you. And then you still pick him, then you get the blame. So it's just like, but Manchester United against Liverpool, like you guys know, this is the biggest game. It's the biggest game in England, the biggest rivalry in England. At some point, the world used to stop when these two used to meet. So, listen, this game is going to be a banger. I think everybody is fit. Oh, on Liverpool's side. For us, we are still disadvantaged. But it's not a big deal because we have our main guys. We do. Our midfield battle is going to be very, very interesting. And, I'm excited. I actually want to see Ugarte in that bench. Whether he's going to start or whatever, but I want to see him on that bench because I think towards the end of the game, when Liverpool decide that they want to start playing doom football, end-to-end football, because I feel like that's what's going to happen with that game at Manchester United versus Liverpool towards the end. I feel like all tactics are going to be thrown out the window at some point, and then it's just going to be end-to-end football. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I think Ugarte is just going to slip into that. He's going to come in at a perfect time for us. That is if he's going to play. That is if he's going to be on the bench. But yeah, I'm confident. I am. I'm a little bit bummed that Mason Mount is injured. He came out and he directly said it by himself that yeah, he's injured and he wanted it to be heard from him. I'm a little bit disappointed by that because I've been watching Mason Mount closely this season. I love what he does for us. Like he would have been so perfect in this Liverpool game. So, so perfect because of the pressing beast that he is. He was going to start defending from up top like he always does. And it would have kept Liverpool busy. Really. Really, really, really. I'm bummed that he's out again. And I don't know if this is now a problem that we need to pay attention to, because last season he was in and out. I don't know how many injuries he had, 3 or 4. Now at Chelsea, he didn't really have that much injuries. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please, if there's somebody in the comments can let me know if Mason Mount has got an injury prone record. Please let me know, because I didn't think so. But for some reason now he seems to be picking up injuries. And that is worrisome, especially for somebody who's our number 7. Like, I don't like the look of it. I really don't. Every time picking up a muscle injury, well, these guys need to sort that thing out. Mason Mount needs to play 30 plus games this season. He needs to be involved. He's very important for us. He really needs to. So I don't. This Mason Mount thing is frustrating me. Like, if there's one player that has frustrated me now is Mason Mount. But it doesn't take away what I know about the player and what I've been seeing. And these past 2 games that we've played, Mason Mount has been brilliant. He has been absolutely brilliant. And I wouldn't be surprised at the end of the season, when we are checking the stats and all that stuff, that Mason Mount was right up there with pressing numbers, tracking numbers, interceptions, chances created in and around the box. I won't be surprised, because that's where he does his best work. So yeah. But please let us know what you think in the comments below. Please join us in conversation. Tell us what you think. Do you also feel like Raheem Sterling is imminent because the Jadon Sancho and Juventus deal has fallen through? I actually think so. And it's worrying me, because I was, initially there were the reports that Chelsea are trying to move in and do a swap deal with Manchester United for Sterling and Sancho. And when they broke down the deal, they were like, no, Chelsea are looking to do a swap deal, direct swap deal. They that's what they wanted to do. And we were like, nah, we want permanent. You take this nigga and you go. And they're like, So then Juve are like, nah, but we want this guy, Let's get Sancho, but on loan with obligation to buy. Cool. Everything is now. We're thinking, everything is gravy. So we are thinking Jadon Sancho is going to go to Juve, and Raheem Sterling is going to, I don't know, go somewhere else. I don't know. Then all of a sudden things have just changed. Juve don't want Jadon Sancho anymore because of his wages, which now makes the destination for Jadon Sancho Chelsea. And when I look at the whole deal, for me, it makes no sense. Chelsea win in this deal. They're getting a younger player. They're getting a player with a potentially higher ceiling than the other. What else? What are they getting? When I think about it, it's just that. And obviously creativity, like on paper, player-wise, they've got different attributes. And I think any player, any coach will pick Jadon Sancho because of his technical ability, as opposed to Raheem Sterling. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't want Sterling at Manchester United. The time for him to be at Manchester United has passed. So I don't know why he wants to come now. And if he does, is he going to do a job? If he comes, what does that mean for Garnacho, Ahmad? What does that mean? Does that mean that we're not going to see more of them being benched? That is Ahmad's progression into the first team and development going to be hampered by bringing in Sterling? And remind you, Sterling likes to play off the left. Rashford likes to play off the left. Garnacho prefers to play on the left, but can play on both sides. Ahmad plays on the right, can play on the left. How are they going to deal with this whole situation with Rashford and like, why? So I don't know, but keep your eyes up. I think we're still gonna get in a striker. I hope. I hope, whatever you want to take it, but striker needs to come in Manchester United. I think left back. I don't know if we're ever gonna think about that, but we need a left back, and I think we actually need another midfielder, an affordable midfielder, because we've got Kase, Bruno, Maino, Ugarte, Collier. Eriksen should be going. Interesting. Anyway, thank you for listening. It's your boy, Don Benito, and I'm out. Peace!